okay, this is getting serious now. This guy doesn't have random footage. He doesn't have some scattered cutscene clips he found somewhere. He has the entire game. Let me back up. Yesterday, when he posted his second round of leaks, that's when I started getting suspicious. Because today's footage lines up exactly with what he said he'd deliver, and I mean exactly. Remember that poll he ran where he gave people 4 options to vote on which footage should drop next? Today he posted the 4th option, which means at minimum he's still sitting on 3 more clips, ready to go whenever he wants. Now here's where it gets interesting. Yesterday I covered that cutscene leak with you, but I didn't get into the actual dialogue, and the dialogue matters because whoever leaked it slipped in some pretty savage satire aimed directly at the studio. That's what tipped me off. How would he land on exactly that line out of what's probably 8 to 10 hours of raw cutscene footage? The odds of randomly landing on the one line that mocks the studio directly are basically zero. That's not a coincidence. That's someone who's had time to actually go through the material and pick his shots. And then today he did something that basically confirms it. He posted the plane footage he'd promised right on schedule. But at the very end of that clip, the same character shows up in the same outfit from the earlier leaks, firing at a wall. And when the shot's clear, there's a tag spray painted on the wall. Not the leak you're thinking of spelled with the double E, which happens to be this guy's actual handle. Cyber Leak. That's not someone with a folder of stolen clips. That's someone with real access to the build itself. And honestly, that's the part that scares me the most. Look, I don't want more of this to leak. We are so close to the real thing right now. There's an extended look reportedly coming within the week, and I want to talk about that when it happens, properly, the way it's meant to be experienced. From a purely content creator angle, sure, more leaks means more views. I get the incentive. But as an actual gamer, I don't want a single frame more of this. This guy has literally floated the idea that he might leak all the way to the ending. And I need to be honest with you, after the last video I posted, some of you were actually taking his side in the comments, saying the studio deserves this, that they should get leaked into the ground. I get the frustration. But let me tell you something, that mindset is exactly what he wants you to have. Because here's the thing, this guy's making real money off this. His last leak came with a paywalled poll. You want to vote on what leaks next? You pay for it. The more you pay, the more your vote counts. If his intentions were actually about exposing anything, he wouldn't be running a pay-to-influence scheme on top of it. And even if you think the studio deserves this, we don't. Gamers don't deserve this. We've waited years for this moment, and it's being spoiled in real time. Honestly, I figured he'd post a bit of footage and stop there. I didn't expect this. But now that it's clear he has access to the full build, there's really only one thing that stops him at this point: law enforcement actually catching up with him. Now the question everyone's asking, how did he even get this? Some people are saying it's an old 2023 build, but that doesn't add up. The music playing in last night's leak was from a track that came out in 2025. So this is a build that's much closer to the finished game than people think. Yes, the textures are rough in places, the map doesn't fully load, graphics aren't final, but structurally, this is close to the real thing. And apparently the source trail leads back to the same group behind the original 2022 leaks. That same team reportedly confirmed a few months back that they still have the full source code and that their back-end work is ongoing, which tells me they've gotten a lot more confident about not getting caught. Look, I'll say this plainly, the studio made us wait a long time, something like 500 days without a real update, and fans were starving for any scrap of information. As a creator, yeah, I needed content too, because more content means more revenue. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I understand that pull, but we have to draw a line somewhere. So here's where I land. Going forward, I'm not covering any more leaks. I'm not even going to watch them unless something genuinely major forces the conversation. Instead, we're going live together on August 28th at 12:30 a.m. We'll watch the extended look drop live as a community the way it's supposed to be experienced. See you in the next video. I really hope nothing bigger happens before then. D.